What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Another daily video to understand the price action on Bitcoin primarily. So, let's just get into it. We've just had our daily close on Bitcoin. I've got the weekly time frame on to start with. I just quickly wanted to mark out the current kind of immediate resistance that the price is getting rejected from, which is effectively this resistance block. The price is currently getting rejected from 93, 95K, still holding. It's support consolidation, which is this one. Let's quickly now go on to the daily. The daily is just closed. It's nothing kind of euphoric close as such. The only positive at this point is it's closed above this support block, right? So that's kind of the only positive of this close. Still kind of in the sideways consolidation or the sideways cluster that it's currently forming. So really no trend. So time and price action as it develops will tell to which side does it break up or down. What direction does it take effectively? On the 4R, no real momentum as such. Still going sideways on the lower time frames. Kind of screwing folks trying to outsmart the market with their leverages. The market is still just taking its time in deciding the direction of travel effectively where it needs to go. And you can say the leverage flush event that happened on October 10th is kind of still being consumed, and the market is still trying to stabilize itself. And that's normal. When events of such nature occur, where I think it was the biggest liquidation event in the entire crypto space, it does take time, and you just have to deal with it. So it's a very sideways, boring market, and you just have to stay patient with where the price goes following the direction of travel that it decides finally. But these are the moments, these are the time frames, and these are the time periods or moments or whatever it is that you want to frame it for yourself, that you need to not exit the market. You at least that's what I follow, and that's what I'm still practicing. I'm not exiting the market. I'm here analyzing these charts, the price action, and really trying to stay informed as much as possible. And when the market and the price tells me it's time to dip my toes with putting the capital on the line, and whether that be on the upside or towards the downside of the direction, it's perfectly fine. But these are the moments you stay connected to the market and not just disappear. That's really is the point. So, like I said, nothing euphoric in terms of price action. The only positive is price currently still is above this support block, which is brilliant, but no momentum, no strength in momentum. And when it comes to price and making a decision as to where it needs to go or where it decides or has decided, that decision has effectively not been done yet by the price. So we stay patient. What else? On the weekly, from time to time, I do kind of like to put on few select indicators to kind of inform the bias that I'm currently thinking that the market may move with, and it's kind of not very. These are very common set of indicators which you will find in the general whatever it is that TradingView offers. This is the super trend. what I've done is just added a custom script of my own and very simply added a 15 moving average on top of it and just have clubbed those two data points into one indicator. Now, it's a very simple kind of indicator. When you put on top of the price, it helps understand the price action from a momentum standpoint a bit more clearly, and you can see um, it was a very helpful indicator. If you were following it, or if you practice in your daily kind of analysis, you would have benefited from it. When in a strong uptrend or downtrend, this has kind of helped in gauging and navigating the markets, be it the 2021, 2020 and 21 cycle. You can see stayed bullish, very strong uptrend. 2019 mini bubble, the late 17 and the 18 bear market. Now, the context that I've been thinking is, while the price has been staying above that consolidation block, let me pull up the drawing. The way the price is kind of consolidating on the underside of the 50 moving average is a flag, in terms of concerning flag. I don't want to see a bearish consolidation right under the 50 moving average. And the 50 moving average on the weekly has served well from trading the markets, or generally following where the direction of the travel is of the price, right? And this formation is not favorable in terms of the current kind of high bias I have towards Bitcoin likely going to make a new all-time high, and it's, some kind of narrative flows into the crypto space and Bitcoin flourishes. But this consolidation, which I'm seeing right now on the underside of the 50 moving average, is not healthy. So that's one thing to keep an eye on, and I'm keeping my eyes on. On the weekly RSI as well, it's interesting. It's, like I said, no momentum as such, but it's at those levels where you want to pay attention. You want to pay attention to these levels. These are the levels from where the market usually have reversed in the past, right? So as you can see, right, sitting on top of that range as well. But we'll see how the price progresses. Another kind of very simple viewpoint that I like to look at is on the monthly. I like to put on the 12-month channel band. And as you can see, for a long-term investor, or even just to gauge the direction of travel and kind of forming your bias, when you look at the weekly time frame, and weekly 50 is kind of the go-to simple moving average that I like to look at very simply in conjunction with the 12-month moving average, which effectively is your yearly moving average. And you can clearly see the trend as well on the monthly time frame, right? 2016 onwards to the highs of 2017 stayed well above the price channel on here. Capitulation move right underside of the channel band. The 2021 cycle, the 2022 bear market, and then the last cycle that we have had, it stayed above this band in its path to make new all-time highs, right? As of now, it's on the underside of this band. So the way the price consolidation is happening and the way it's forming on the underside of the 50 moving average is a red flag for me at this point in time. And then it kind of syncs to the monthly time frame where we stand and we look at the monthly candle, which I think it closes in another week or so. So it will be very interesting to see um, how the monthly close shapes us as well, right? But the real money play is always going to be price action, right? Not these indicators. The indicators are there to kind of help you with the add-on to your bias by understanding price action. But there's a saying, right? The support is the support unless it's broken. So as of now, the support is holding, and we'll just go with what the price is telling us. It's holding. Yes, it's concerning, and in the sense how the shape of that consolidation is turning out to be, which is a bit bearish. And if that was to be the case, that it does turn out to be a bearish consolidation and price breaks down, it's fine. As a if personally speaking, if I'm willing to go big or stay invested or put my capital on the line on these levels, I would be more than happy to double that amount if the price is under this consolidation, or like I've marked out on here, this max bid zone, right? So I would be more than happy to have the opportunity to bid on Bitcoin and rest of the other alts in these price zones, rather than here. So I'm cool in the sense whatever direction the market eventually takes. That's what I said. So it's not a full blown momentum driven bull market, and even in the instance that primary scenario does play out, where it kind of let's just for the sake of conversation, let's throw this out, right? So here's a downtrend. Well under the downtrend, let's say it does maybe break out from here. This current resistance of 95k is breached. Another kind of rejection. You would expect rejection from this, but then this support should hold, which is 93, 95k. This really would then be the major resistance zone, and should the price be able to break above it, kind of retests, but then there you go, right? So something of that nature would be the scenario of how probably the price breaks above in the bull case, and it goes on to make a new all-time high, breaking into the price range of 140 plus or 160. Those are my kind of all-time high targets for Bitcoin should this scenario come to fruition. But if it doesn't, then that's fine as well. In that case, we just need to accept that it's going to be a further long-drawn bear market, which may end in the next 6 months, or it may end in another 8+ months. Fine, but the direction of travel at that point would then be the price continues its downward trajectory, gets rejected here, comes here, maybe does something like this, another kind of rejection. The bottoming formation and the capitulation kind of can take many different forms and shapes, but the idea is I rather would expect to bid in zone 1 for a short-term trade, maybe, or maybe, longing 53k and exiting my bags at the top of this range. And then if that was to happen, see how the price shapes up, but would definitely expect the capitulation move to occur, and the bottoming formation to kind of be somewhere in this zone. So I've got the direction of travel sorted. The levels are there. Bull case, bear case, we just stay invested and we stay informed, and we prepare ourselves for when moments like these occur. And these are the opportune times where, if you want to learn more and upgrade yourself in terms of your skills in understanding charts, however you want to use this time, utilize it. So yeah, that's my 2 cent on today's debrief on Bitcoin. For the sake of kind of completion, you can see this kind of level was prime resistance back in the days. Um, this was your support, and this is more for information purposes, nothing else, right? So this was the level which had to be turned into support at this point. See, it retested new all-time highs, and when the bear market came, this was the zone where the bottoming formation happened, and the price continued its trajectory upwards. Um, and for the next bear market, if it does come, right, and it will, whether we continue the downside from where we are currently or where the price currently is, or does it, if it goes up and then it breaks down, whatever, these are the levels to pay attention to if the price visits them, right? So that's the quick debrief on Bitcoin. Let's perhaps quickly look at SPX as well for completion. And yeah, it's very bullish. Wow, the monthly is going to be something. So yeah, the stock market at this point doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. What I will be looking for is on this uptrend the formation of divergences. Um, there's one forming here, but it's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. Yeah, uh, you don't short strength. um, in terms of targets, let's go quickly to the Fibs, the highs, the lows. Interesting. Look, 2.272 is a good level. So we are currently trading 6,900, 7,200, a week to 75. So yeah, I at the bare minimum, I think 7,200 is where you can expect, or there might be some probabilities or a high probability maybe where the price can get some resistance, and we'll see at that point if the divergences come into existence and how the price action kind of develops from that point onwards. But stock market is strong, the metal markets is booming. um, we'll just have to remain patient to see when all of that momentum comes back to the crypto and how it reacts. And when I say how it reacts, how high it goes, and yeah, the direction of travel and how it gets to those would be interesting. But I'm open minded to both scenarios, right? I don't um, trade or invest in the markets in the sense how or what my bias primarily is, or how I want the market to, or where I want the market to go. It's effectively following the market. So if the market and the price is going to tell me this turns out to be more of a bearish consolidation, and there's a likelihood that it shows the sign to break down, then it is what it is. We'll then just wait for the next cycle to show itself and take the game from there, right? So again, to recap, good close, nothing euphoric about it. Um, Immediate resistance to break is 93, 95. Support it's holding currently is 87. 73 is really the price pivot on the lower side of the range where I do not want the price to visit and show weakness. If the bull case has to come to fruition, right? Those are the things to look out. So that's about it for today's video. Thank you again for showing up and listening to my videos. Please do like, subscribe, share. Appreciate the support. See you in the next one. Cheers.